Hi, my name is Miss Townsend and I love math. Welcome to Math with Townsend. This is a video for grade 10 students. We're going to do some questions together where we find the equation of a line in standard form. In particular, we'll be looking at those questions where we start with a parallel or a perpendicular line. So in this video, here's the question we're going to look at together. It says, determine the standard form equation of the line that is parallel to 2x minus y equals 7 and passing through the point -3, 2. So we are looking for the standard form equation of a line. And we know that the standard form equation of a line looks like this. ax plus by plus c equals 0. It's that formal form where there's rules like you can't have fractions, the leading coefficient can't be negative. But that's not how we initially find the equation of a line. Initially, when we're looking for the equation of a line, we always start by trying to find the slope-intercept equation. And that's the equation in the form y equals mx plus b. Once we find that, then we'll just turn it into standard form. So how do we find the slope-intercept equation of a line? Well, we need two things. We need, oops, that was a bit bad circle. We need to find the slope of the line, and we need one point on the line. Now, if the point on the line happens to be the y-intercept, there's a lot less math we have to do. But I already know what the point is that's on the line I'm looking for. It's the point -3, 2. That's not the y-intercept. I mean, we know that the y-intercept would have a 0 in the beginning, so the x-coordinate would be 0, and then the y-coordinate could be anything like 2 or -7. If we had a point like that, then we would already have the y-intercept. But of course, we don't have that. We have just a normal point at -3, 2. So we have our point. But what we need now is to figure out the slope of our line. So what do we know? Well, we know that our line, the line we're looking for, is parallel to this line. And if my line is parallel to that line, then it has the same slope. So what I need to do is I need to find the slope of the line that they've given us. So let me move the screen over so I can focus just on that line. So I'm going to focus on this line that we were given. So we know that we're looking for parallel to this. And of course we know, here's our brain, that parallel to means same slope. So what do we know about this line we're given? Well, first of all, it's given in sort of a weird form. It's not quite standard form. If it was proper standard form, of course, it would be equal to 0. But that's okay, because I don't need it in standard form. What I need is the slope of this line. And the easiest way to find the slope of the line is to write it in y equals mx plus b mode. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to rewrite this equation into y equals mx plus b. So again, that's still on the screen right here. This is what I want. So the first thing I'm going to do is isolate the term that has the y in it, and everything else has to move to the other side of the equation. So when I do that, I'll be left with -y on the left. The 2x will have moved to the other side. And the way that we move it is subtract 2x. So subtract 2x. The 7 was already on the correct side. I wanted it on the right, and it was on the right. So it's still the number +7. But I've just moved it into sort of the second position so that it reflects y equals mx plus b. Now, I'm not done because I don't want -y equals mx plus b. I want y equals mx plus b. So the next thing I'm going to do is multiply by -1. So everything gets multiplied by -1. So -y becomes y. -2x becomes +2x. And +7 becomes -7. So this is the line that I was given in slope-intercept form. And again, the reason why I did that is because I needed the slope of this line. The slope of this line equals 2. if you want 2 over 1 to see the rise over run form of slope. But in our algebra, which we're about to do, it's easier to just say 2. And of course, my line is parallel, which means it has the same slope, which means I now know the slope of the line I'm looking for is 2. So let's go back to sort of this center thinking area on the screen where we were looking for the equation of a line. And we already had discussed that we knew a point on the line. And now we know the slope of the line. The slope is 2. So now I have all the information I need to start finding the equation of the line. So we start with y equals mx plus b, but we know what m is. So I'm going to write y equals 2x plus b, because I know the slope. I don't know b. Again, I don't know the y-intercept. That's not what this point is. But I do know an x-coordinate that I can use right here. And I also know a y-coordinate that I can use right here. So I'm going to sub in the values of x and y from that point, and that'll allow me to then algebraically solve for b. So y is 2. There's the slope. X is -3. And I still don't know b, but now I can solve for it. So I have 2 multiplied by -3. So 2 times -3 is -6. And now to solve for b, I just need to isolate b. So there's b. So I'm going to remove this subtraction by 6. And of course, if I subtract by 6, to remove it, I'm going to add 6. So 2 plus 6 equals b. B equals 8. So now, if you look back at where we started this algebra process up here, we used to only know the slope, but now we also know the b value. So we can write the equation of this line in slope-intercept form. So the equation of this line is y equals 2x plus 8. And that is the equation of the line, but it's not in proper standard form. It's not in standard form at all. It's in slope-intercept form. So now we're going to rearrange this to be in standard form. So remember, standard form, all of the terms are on the left in this order, x, then y, then the constant. Not allowed to have fractions, and the leading coefficient can't be negative. So I like to start by putting everything into its proper position. So on the left and in that order. So 2x needs to go to the left side of the equal sign, so I'm going to subtract 2x. Then I need the y term. The y term was already on the left side. So it's still on the left side, but I need to indicate that it's positive y, because that's positive y, and it's now inside instead of at the front. 8 needs to move to the left. So I have positive 8. When it moves, it becomes subtract or -8. And then I've gotten rid of this. I've gotten rid of this. So on the right side of the equal side is 0, which I want. And now I look for the other things. Are there any fractions? There's no fractions here. I don't have to worry about getting rid of them. Is the leading coefficient positive? Well, no, it's not. The leading coefficient is -2. I have no problem with the 2, but it's supposed to be positive. So I'm now going to multiply everything by -1. That's going to change the sign. So -2x becomes positive 2x. Positive y, negative y. -8 becomes positive 8. And now I have the answer in proper standard form. So the equation of the line I was looking for is 2x minus y plus 8. Thanks for watching, and enjoy working on your math homework.